So without further ado, I'd like to talk first about TPS and basically what it is, designated countries, and also the eligibility for it. TPS stands for Temporary Protected Status. It's provided under the authority of the Department of Homeland Security, specifically the Secretary of Homeland Security. And they have the authority to be able to designate a foreign country for TPS because of conditions that have occurred in that country. It could be because of natural disaster. It could be because of political unrest or other humanitarian conditions. It could be because of public health emergencies that the secretary decides to designate temporary protected status to a specific country. During that designated period, individuals who are TPS beneficiaries who are able to apply and obtain TPS and who are not eventually eligible for the program can also get work authorization as a result of TPS. TPS is initially granted for up to 18 months with the possibility of extensions, otherwise known as redesignations, if it's determined that the conditions in the country are dangerous and continue to exist. Put a pin on that for a second because we will highlight a specific country where the current administration has made some changes, and it could either be a bellwether for other changes or could be specifically tied to this country. But with regards to that, again, it's really important to understand that TPS is a temporary designation that is afforded by the Secretary of Homeland Security for a period of 18 months, which can be reauthorized or can be allowed to be sunsetted or revoked. So once TPS is granted, an individual cannot be detained by DHS based off of their immigration status in the United States. However, remember, it is a temporary benefit that doesn't lead to lawful permanent residency. So it doesn't, just simply by having TPS, it does not mean that you then become eligible for a green card or provide you with any other lawful immigration status. The key point again is that T is temporary. So it's designed for individuals to be eligible to remain in the United States, not have the burden of potentially being removed or detained based off of their status, and allowed to be able to obtain work authorization, which must be renewed. However, the other benefit of TPS is that it doesn't prevent you from applying for any other non-immigrant status, applying for adjustment of status based on an immigrant petition, or applying for any other immigration benefit or protection that you may receive. So it's important to understand that when you're screening your clients who may be TPS eligible or who are already receiving TPS, they are potentially, if they qualify for those other forms of immigration relief, potentially eligible for those forms of immigration relief. And specifically, when we talk about asylum, an application for TPS doesn't affect an application for asylum or any other immigration benefit and vice versa. But it's important to note that while denial of an application for asylum or any form of benefit does not affect that person's ability to be able to register or apply for TPS, depending on why that individual was denied that other form of relief, whether it's asylum or another form of immigration benefit, that could also lead to a denial of TPS. So there are certain criminal grounds or other bars for asylum that could play into determining whether somebody is eligible for TPS. So even though the forms of relief are discretionary and different, there are sort of universal factors that could apply with regards to those forms of relief, which could make you ineligible for TPS.